how's training going?
Be better. I didn't sprain my ankle last week, but it's going all right.
How'd you do that?
Running on a trail.
And is it better now?
Not yet.
You doing the on-kill alpha bit?
It's getting good.
B, C, D, make all the letters of the alphabet through Z. Do that 3 times a day and your ankle will get better.
I did some landscaping.
There you go, that'll work.
Took a lot of ibuprofen.
That's good, that's good. And training's going good?
Yes, biking though, I had a sore lower back. Is there
Mhm.
something that can help with that?
Well, if you haven't had a fitting,
I have had a fit.
have had a fitting. So, that's the first thing that you want to have. So if you've had a fitting, then I'd watch that when you're biking, you have, whether you're in your brake hoods or in your aero bars, you want to try to flatten your back just a little like this. You want to
Okay.
try not to be like this. This will actually be more comfortable for your back. So if you roll your pelvis forward just a little bit,
Okay.
that'll be more comfortable for your back. Also, what that'll do is allow you to access your glute muscles. And that'll make you more powerful, on the bike because they're the biggest muscles in your body. So I try that. The other thing that can happen is we push much harder with our dominant leg than our non-dominant leg. And then sometimes that throws our pelvis off in the saddle.
Yes.
Like it'll push, if you're pushing harder with your dominant leg, right?
Yes.
Then that'll push your pelvis to the left. So now the left side of your pelvis is hanging off of the seat more, and the right side of your lower back is elongated, and any muscle that's elongated long enough will be unhappy.
Okay.
So those are a couple of things I check out. So
All right.
curvature, lordotic curve, and then are you sitting straight in the saddle? So,
Okay. And then swimming. Last year I tried practicing bilateral breathing a lot.
right.
Should I continue to do that? I just have been breathing on one side now. Is that faster? Does it really matter?
Well, I think it's good to look at the races you're doing and then try to do some research on their website.
Okay,
See
they're all on the buoys are on the left.
on every race you're doing.
Yes.
Do you breathe on the left?
I do not, I breathe on the right.
So that's a problem. So, especially like they're all on the left, right? You breathe on the
Correct.
right.
Correct.
So right, and I just did Milkman 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
They're on the left, all
Yeah.
right? And the sun was right at the horizon, so that would, kind of would have been a problem.
yeah.
So here's something you could practice. Instead of like bilateral breathing,
Oh.
I've adopted this method,
Mhm.
all right? It looks like this. You would go, breathe, 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 4, breathe, 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 breathe. So every 4th breath cycle, you switch sides. And that's enough that you still can keep track of where you're going. And then you would
sight
sight.
after 4.
Yes, but you would sight as part of the transition. So
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. And when you're doing that sighting, you want to keep your chin in the water.
Okay.
That way you're not up here, like a turtle, and your momentum gets stopped or people run into you. So, and you don't even need to sight every, you wouldn't sight every 4th.
Well, you're pretty crooked.
Yeah, I would maybe do it every 8,
Okay.
12, and see how that is, and if that's working, then lengthen it out to 12.
Okay.
I usually do it about every, 12 to 16, something like that, and something to remember on race day, and this always proves to be true, is if you're looking to sight well and stay out of the rugby scrum,
Yes.
the closer you can be to the inside of those buoys, the better. So there's so many people, I've always noted this, they swim about 20 feet out or more from the buoys. If the buoys are here, 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 they're out here. And I like to go right here, so when I swim, I
Okay.
literally have to almost lift my arm to not hit the buoy.
Okay.
But if you do that, you'll have a straight line.
Yeah.
You know, you have a straight line, plus you don't have to swim around as many people, which is
Okay,
advantageous.
all right. And then, swimming, I've been going to Beaver Lake, but you also recommend some other places?
Well, you know, I think you always want to swim somewhere that's really safe for you with other people. Stay close to shore. You know, you just ordered one of those personal
Yes.
buoys. That's good. Have that. Beaver Lake's great.
Okay.
So I would,
I'll just do
if
it,
Beaver
yeah.
Lake is convenient to you, it's an awful beautiful body of water.
It is very nice.
You know, I like Lower Neshota. There's a little parking spot across from Rogers Memorial Hospital. Not
Okay.
a formal parking spot. They're like three little gravel
Okay.
parking spots.
Is
And
that
you
where
walk.
Bull Lunch is?
No,
No.
it's
Okay.
just straight east of the Y.
Okay, because I was
across.
gonna maybe try that tomorrow after
Yeah.
my class.
You go across P from the Y,
Okay,
and then you're on Valley Road, and then you would you're on Valley Road, and then you just across from the entrance to Rogers Memorial Hospital. There's a gravel, it's like a expanded shoulder on the road. You'll see people parked there, and you walk east about another 50 yards, and you'll see a little trail that goes diagonally down.
okay,
There's no formal beach there, you know. You actually enter underneath some trees.
okay.
But that is nice because there are no wake buoys all the way around the lake, so there's no boat traffic.
Oh,
behind that. So,
okay,
Park Street, you know, Conwalk, that's a good place to go. Park Street Beach, super shallow, super safe.
okay.
And that's just west of the band show. Steve?
You're doing real well.
Okay. Do you have other questions? That's
Well, I just
That's
have a
okay.
question about the Door County course. Because I'm
Yeah.
doing Door County.
Love Door County.
Is there much shade on the course?
There's a lot of shade.
There's a lot of shade?
Yeah, compared to other courses, there's a lot of shade.
Okay.
Now, I'll say that, somebody says there's a lot of sunshine, you know, it's
Right,
like,
but
sometimes I
it's-
say it's a flat course, and people go, what are you talking about? But, you know, relative to
It's-
other courses, it's shady.
Okay,
And so on the run, there's a lot of shade, especially right miles 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6. Oh gosh, all the way through. The only place you're really in the sun at much at all is kind of at crunch time near the end, 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 13.
okay.
That's kind of that's where you gotta pull the big boy mentally out. Is there, you run up the big hill, and then you gotta run, you know.
That's the only
Three
hill,
more
right?
miles.
One big hill?
Well, there's a significant hill that everybody talks about, that steep hill.
Okay.
And actually, I find the hill from about 6.5 to 7.5, somewhere in there. It's like, you know, maybe 6 to 7, but it's in that range. I find that hill to be just about as bad as the big monster because it's longer, it goes on forever.
Okay.
And it has one of those, it's one of those hills that if you think you're at the top, you go around the corner, but you're not. So, you know, the only thing good about that hill is that you have a nice downhill going from 6 to 7 miles in there. There's a nice downhill into Egg Harbor, a lot of crowd support there. So, you know, that makes that hill more palatable. But there is a nice aid station at the top of the big hill too.
Okay.
So,
Regarding nutrition, if I cramp up on my races, what should I change?
well, so, you know, I would look at it, one, how many ounces an hour are you taking in? And what's your sweat rate? And if you're a person that sweats a lot, then you know, on the bike, you want to maybe be up in that to like 30 ounces an hour. You know, I think some people take it like 18, 20, 22. And I've got several, you know, male athletes that I have it at between 30 and 35 ounces an hour. So that prevents that. I'd make sure that what you're drinking is an electrolyte, something you like, you know, that you can buy, you know, here at Endurance House, Gatorade, performance beverage. I like the Tailwind beverage. I think that's got a little more salt in it. Hammer caps, or the E-caps by Hammer. Those are the electrolyte caplets. Now if you cramp up a lot, I'd be taking maybe 2 to 3 of those an hour. And then make sure you're hydrated the day before, and you salt your food a little bit extra the day before. So,
Do you recommend training with what's on the course?
yeah. You want your stomach to get used to, what you're gonna, so you have to look up what it's gonna be, and then try training with that. Now at Milkman, they had Gatorade performance on the bike and Heat on the run. So Heat is pretty easy to stomach. It has a little less electrolytes. You might need some Hammer caps, or some of their Heat's own, Hammer's own electrolyte supplements. So usually that's what causes cramping.
If it's warm out, would I still benefit from using a wetsuit?
Depends on the race distance. So if the water temperature's 79 degrees and it's wetsuit legal, and it's a hot day and you're doing a sprint, I probably would not use a wetsuit. I don't think it would be worth the time, effort it takes to put it on, and especially get it off. If you're doing an Olympic distance and you're not a strong swimmer, or you're not a real confident swimmer, then I probably would wear the wetsuit. I would just make sure that I didn't put it on until right before the race. I see this at races all the time where people, they've got their wetsuit on and fully zipped, and it's a half hour till their wave goes off, Just wondering if they're trying to lose weight or what, So.
For a half Ironman,
Half Ironman, I'd do it.
Okay.
Yeah, just, you're gonna need it if it's in Door County or Racine. You're just gonna want to have that, a full suit there because it's cold. And if it's really cold, water's really cold, and you're really cold, you're not gonna be able to pedal your bicycle very effectively at all.
So for talking about hydration on the bike, you're talking about drinking 20 to 30 ounces per hour for a middle distance to longer, full Ironman. What is the actual procedure on the course for getting more water on your bike? Because obviously the bike doesn't hold.
Yeah, that's a good question. So I would advise starting with a bottle of water, all right? And then a bottle of whatever beverage you've been training with, all right? So if it's a Power Bar Perform or Tailwind or whatever. And then have that bottle be not your favorite endurance house bottle, okay? Have it be some bottle you found on the side of the road. Because what's gonna happen is you're gonna come to that first aid station, and it's up to you to memorize where they're at. And you don't necessarily have to have that bottle down. It doesn't have to be empty. If it's 3/4 empty, but that's your opportunity, you pitch it. So you throw that bottle away. They'll have a spot at the aid station where they want you to throw them, right? And sometimes it'll be a hockey can. You're kind of trying to pitch it out there like Peyton Manning. All right, and then they will have people standing there. They'll be yelling water, Gatorade, bananas, goo, you have a little smorgasbord there. But normally the very first thing they're gonna have as an option is the energy drink. And that'll come in those disposable twist top bottles, and you grab that as you go by. Now a trick to doing that is, as you're grabbing it, make sure your hand is going backwards and out. So again, if Aaron Rodgers throws you a football, right, and it's going as fast as Aaron Rodgers would throw a football, when you're catching that football, you would not want to do this. Put your hands toward the football. You let the football come into your hands, that way you can actually catch it. Because if your hand's moving forward, as you grab that bottle, it's going to bounce right out of your hand. So you have to let the bottle come into your hand as you go by. You don't stop. And, you could stop, but it's not advisable because there's just a lot of people coming and going through there. You could cause an accident. So you just grab it. tuck it in, it'll already be opened, you know, you can squeeze it and get rid of it, and then you're gonna know where your next aid station is. And know if, you know, if you're gonna grab goo on the course, you can grab goo on the course. But I normally have goo in a bento box and or tape it to my top frame. With duct tape, you just tear it off and go. And, you know, they'll have places to dispose of your garbage at aid stations. Yeah, that's the procedure. And the water, really, I only use for downing goos. You don't want to do Gatorade and goo. It's kind of like too much octane for your stomach, and you know, you'll start to backfire. So, does that answer your question?
I think so. So the water bottle you get is just normal water bottle size water bottle. They're not like anything different to actually fit in the cages or anything on your bike.
Yeah, they'll fit.
I mean, they'll go in, but they'll be loose. Like if you hit a big enough bump, you'll toss them.
They might, yeah. But I mean, at Milkman, and I loved the race. It was a great race. I highly recommend it. And we had some rough roads at the end, and I didn't toss the bottle. You know, but part of that is getting good water bottle managers, you know. Honestly, I bought some of the cheaper ones. My water bottles were getting ejected. I rode with a team member last Saturday to Holy Hill. He bought those same cheap cages. And in his water, we were riding on Emerald and Donegal around Holy Hill. He ejected both bottles. And so I bought a more expensive water bottle cage here last week, and that bottle is snug. So it's not going anywhere, you know. So, you know, there's the top of the line and a mid-range, and I think either of those are good, but the cheaper ones, you know, maybe if you're only riding a rec trail, but you know, you get what you pay for. And so they stay in there. They stay in there. Yeah, there were some really big bumps on the bike trail right at the end of that race. I mean, if it was going to get ejected, it would have been ejected there. So, does that answer your question?
Yeah, I got another one about nutrition.
Okay, great.
Without changing the topic too
No,
much.
that's
So
fine.
this is kind of also a weird question, but that's all right.
It's no weird question.
Everyone seems very comfortable with themselves in triathlon, so. So I am an evening worker outer person. For me, the morning's not really a choice.
Right.
But every race is always early in the morning. So I build up I have a 24-hour natural cycle throughout my day
Right.
that's geared toward doing my stuff in the evening, going for
Right.
long runs, etc. in the evening. But races tend to be always early in the morning. So is there a good way to adjust, especially nutritionally, because I'll sleep for 8 hours. I won't